All right, we live. Welcome back to the Street Shopping Podcast. I am your host, Potent the Rockstar, aka Shamanic Poe, and today I'm here with Julia Antoinette. What's up? Or Julia, right? I
Yeah,
said it right? I fucked
yeah,
up?
Julia, that's
All
right.
right, cool. So, how you been? What you been up to? How's Cali life?
I mean, it's all right. It's pretty cool. I can't complain. I'm just in the house most of the time. I'm a homebody, so I mean, I'm not that affected by everything that's going on. But I'm in an area where people are still kind of walking around. They just got their face masks on and stuff. But it's
What do
cool.
you mean? What do you mean by walking around? Like with the protesting shit, or people just out and about doing their thing?
I'm in an area where it's kind of a lot of people. I guess it's some areas where it's dead, but where I'm at is Little Tokyo, so it's like pretty active. People going out, getting food, sitting down, buying, shopping, stuff like that. So yeah.
All right, so everybody's just basically living their life and chilling over there. They're not really getting affected by it. But what I'm seeing on YouTube and everywhere else and shit, news, they're saying, crazy poverty, people in the streets trying to rob people at parks, running around naked and some
Oh,
wild shit.
I don't know about all that. It is a lot of homeless, like for sure, and it's getting worse. But I did get like a I got like a notice from my building about like it not being safe from the building and be more aware of people coming in and out or and something like that. But because it is a lot of homeless people.
Mm. I think you're breaking up a little bit. I don't know if it's you or me, but you said there's a lot of homeless people and shit, so they are trying to get in the buildings and sleep in the fucking hallways or whatever.
I don't know what they're doing, but I know somebody came in behind me once. But there's a security person. As soon as he came in behind me, like the security guy knew to like stop him. So I don't know what they in here trying to do, but
Yeah,
yeah.
you got to be careful. That shit. It seemed like I'm a little afraid. They pushed the fear out. I guess I caught it a little bit. I'm afraid for people, and especially in certain areas like that, like cities and shit. My cousins up in fucking New York. Like if the shit gets crazy where nobody's making any money, you
Uh
know
huh.
what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I, I you heard about it. I don't know if you're into hip hop or how deep you get into the hip hop shit. I don't really listen to rap too much, but I actually I pay attention to like the rap news, hip hop news. And there's a bunch of people that's gotten shot recently for like chains walking into Walmart or whatever, and then they getting trying to get robbed for the chain. Like yeah,
What?
like yeah. Like this past week,
Okay.
people just getting shot and robbed or trying to get robbed or whatever. So and I mean
I believe it.
the way go
Yeah.
ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I mean I believe it's happening. I haven't had anything like that happen to me. I haven't seen it. Haven't heard it here. But I definitely. I mean, I definitely can believe that that's going on. Like for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's just the beginning. Like I feel like yeah, now that's that's a couple rappers now. Eventually, how many more rappers they're gonna rob? How many more they're gonna go into influencers' houses or they're gonna go into fucking these big mansions and try to rob people? Like if there's no money in the streets,
Yeah.
you know, I'm not trying to scare you. I'm not trying to scare you. My fault. My
I mean,
fault.
it's not that I have to think. I mean, I think about it, especially during the whole election. I was like, oh my god, like I was a little bit nervous because I'm downtown. Downtown always seems to get kind of active during like times of like protesting and all of that stuff. Like people are usually downtown doing stuff, so I was a little bit nervous. I was nervous definitely for if like Trump would have to won. I would have, yeah. Like I wanted to.
You
I'm on my own, so it's like I would probably have wanted somebody to be here like during that time.
you would
But
have been scared if Trump won?
huh?
You would have been scared if Trump won?
I would have not scared. I would have been a little nervous. I just say it like that. I would have been because people were boarding up. People, I mean, some places are still boarded up downtown. So
Right.
Yeah.
No, but what do you think would happen if Trump won? What do
Uh,
you think would happen?
no, like right, by my building, like there were protests right around here. There were, Black Lives Matter protests and stuff. And when I'm walking by, they're talking about Trump and Trump have having to get him out and all this stuff. So I don't know what would have went down if he would have won. They I don't know. I just
Might have burned everything down and shit.
yeah, I don't know.
People, man. I mean, I was upset like the rest of them. I get upset about all this other shit, but I kind of, I follow Richard Grannon. I'm sure you follow Richard Grannon.
Mm,
I'm aware of my triggers. I'm aware when I'm in emotional flashback and shit. I'm aware of it.
yeah,
So it's kind of like I'm not gonna take it all the way there. I'm not gonna just get carried away, go to the streets, start fucking shit up, start robbing. You know what I mean? Like
no, no,
that's a little too much.
no. I think it's kind of counterproductive in a way. Like I don't know. It's too much drama. It's just starting people's emotions are just getting too involved in it, and then people are easily just. That's why, like, I wish people wouldn't post as much about it, because the more emotionally we get like riled up, it just
Right,
doesn't, it just seems to make things kind of worse, So
right. Yeah, there was a moment in the summer that like any memes that I put out, because I be putting out memes. Any memes that I put up on my page, if it wasn't about the Black Lives Matter movement, I was getting no burn. Like it was just
right,
straight. Nobody gave a fuck. They're like, nah, dog, we don't even care if it's funny. Black Lives Matter. Like I was like, wow, this is crazy.
yeah,
Cause it's like everybody was so consumed with that shit, and even if I'm like, yo, you know what? Here's some positive shit. Like, don't. I was getting no likes. Nobody was fucking with it. Everybody was about that negativity, about that division. I
yeah.
don't know. I ain't with it. I ain't with it. So you said you're a witch. I saw on your Instagram because I had to like do my little research and shit, and I saw that you said
Oh
you're a witch and you a Bible thumping witch.
no, I'm not. I'm not. I don't identify as a witch. I do. I like the subject. I don't know. It's interesting to me because, um, well, I've been called all types. I've been called
You've been called a witch before?
the witch. I've been called a Jezebel. All of these things. But I guess what I'm realizing is these are words that people use. For a person that's not easily manipulated, that's not easily controlled, and that has their own thought processes and is thinking for themselves. It's like, if that's what a witch is, then that's what I am, because I'm always going to question. I'm the type of person, I'm kind of like a rebel. I question authority. I question why. I'm always like, why we got, I've been like that since I was really, really young. So I play with the idea of, like those type of ideas. I don't think I am a witch. I just think that if that's what people's idea of what a witch is, then I guess I am a witch. But to me, I'm not a witch. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm just
So
a
you're
person.
like a black sheep. What makes people think that you're a witch? You casting spells on them? Like what you doing?
I
What
don't
are you doing?
know. Like, I guess I go when I get into certain environments. I just disrupt the status quo of what's going on. Like, because I guess people kind of get used to this type of way of thinking. And I come in and I just be like, wait, like, why? Why do you why do you do it like that? And like, people get really like, what do you, why? Like, it rubs people the wrong way when you start asking questions and you start, and sometimes it's just a question, what I'm saying? You just really just want to know why, and people automatically are like, wait, why are you asking me questions?
Right. Right.
Like
That's the question that shouldn't be asked, actually.
so
Come here. They start fucking with you. So you ever been shunned? You ever been shunned from being like a black sheep of like a crowd and shit? You been shunned like your family or like
Not
maybe you was in school?
my family actually, thank God, have always been very. I'm the baby, so I kind of been spoiled and kind of loved on a lot in my family.
I
But like
feel you.
as far as outside of my family, I kind of been kind of a misfit for most of my life. I want to say. I don't know. I never I went when I was really young. It was like I was in all white school, so I was like the darkest child there. Like, and I'm not even that dark, you know what I'm saying? Then it was like I would be in an all black school, so then I'm a light skinned girl, and it's like I don't know. I kind of always just kind of stood out. Never kind of could fit in with crowds and cliques and stuff like that. So
Okay, so you saying you couldn't fit into crowds, but you obviously had some friends, right?
um
And you,
here and there.
I'm talking about like, okay, so you went to an all white school, right? Predominantly white,
Yeah.
and you had some friends there. You had to have some friends, right?
Yeah. I had friends. I mean, when I think back on it, I don't know if I could, because I'm thinking about really young, you know, and I don't know if you can consider that kind of like real friendships and just little kids that you hang out with when you're in school, and then when I leave school, that's it. My mom kind of kept us really sheltered, so it wasn't like going over to people's houses and stuff like that. Like she wasn't with that, so
Oh, okay.
yeah, I mean, it was a little group of people that I hung out with in school. I did always have problems with certain people that would like just didn't like me for no reason, and they would whatever. I don't know what they would just they would not like me, and they wouldn't have a reason. They just don't like me, and I would be trying my best to be like, hey, well, trying to appease them or whatever, do whatever it is they thought I needed to do to be cool with them, but. I don't know. That's just
So
been
you was being a little people pleaser because you were
yeah.
going with.
Yeah, I mean, it came to a point where, yeah, that's what I did. I eventually, I mean, I was always like cute, curly hair, and and but
Mhm.
I also I did always I've always been kind of opinionated. I kind of had this outgoing personality, but after a while, I started kind of not being as outgoing, kind of trying to get the attention off of me because I'm already like coming around here with all this curly hair and light skin. So I kind of had to tone down my personality because
I feel you.
I would be trying to kind of hide, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was that.
Not.
I wish I hadn't done that because that really affected my whole personality in a lot of areas of life. But yeah, that's what I did.
You said you wish you didn't do that.
I wish I had not done that. Yeah.
Why not?
After a while, it would just be my natural reaction, and
Your
I
natural reaction to what? Please people.
yeah, when just socially, anytime going into a group of people, instead of just being myself, being my natural kind of outgoing personality that I had, I just got used to pushing that down and just being quiet and not being too, I don't know, outgoing. Because I could be goofy and I could be all of these things, but I just decided that that wasn't the best way to go because it would cause people to be intimidated or whatever. Well, I wasn't thinking like that at the time. I just knew that it was better for people to not, just better for certain people for me to not have that kind of personality. Like it would rub them the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? So let me just make sure that they feel like they're getting enough attention and stuff like that. And yeah.
Right. No, no, I understand completely. I was
Yeah.
the same way. I was real loud. I was, man, get the fuck out of here, yo. You don't know shit. You don't know what. Like, I would just be in the middle of the street talking with my friends, like in a big group. Like, I don't give a fuck. Ah, ah, ah. Like,
Yeah.
since little, and I'm short. I'm a little dude, so in the streets, I'm the littlest one, and I'm the loudest one, just talking crazy shit. Yo, get the fuck out of here. That's fake. That's bullshit. This nigga's like so.
Yeah.
Me calming down was like the best thing for me, and I kind of knew. Like once I started getting older, I kind of knew. Like, all right, what are we trying to do? Are we trying to? Because I wanted to do music all my life, so I'm like, are we trying to do the music and have the experience of being able to tour and do all these different things,
Hmm.
or am I just gonna be in the street trying to defend some type of rep, trying to like
Right.
fight people? Either I'm gonna die or I'm going to jail.
Yeah.
Like for what? For y'all? For nah. So as I was getting older in high school and shit, I started to think like, nah, I need to chill the fuck out. These guys are big as fuck. They're gonna fuck me up, and if they beat me up, I'm gonna be mad. My ego's gonna be crushed. I'm gonna come back with something for them. So I need to just chill the fuck out.
Well, I didn't even
You
know
feel me?
that. Luckily, I didn't have to even kind of think of it in that way.
Well,
I
you're a girl. I
yeah,
mean, you probably had to scrap a little bit because you was a light skinned girl with the, in the black school, there was like, she got that good hair. Let me,
yeah,
So they be mad. They be mad. So you gotta, you know what I mean? I get you.
yeah.
I understand. I understand. But I was the same way. So my point is, I've been there. You know, I went through that shit. I had to tone it down. But you don't think that you got any benefit from toning it down,
I mean,
learning what
uh,
other people like, and seeing that maybe your perspective and how you was rocking was a little bit too abrasive and maybe a little too out there and too crazy and shit for other people to take. So you got to kind of like, I know all of these things about me, but now I got to kind of tailor it to y'all.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
And
started,
within that, you learn your flexibility.
yeah, I don't think that's not how it went for me. Not really. In my because
Nah.
I think I started doing it too. Well, I was too young, so I kind of didn't really know who I was. I kind of didn't have this idea like I'm this outgoing person and I have all this personality. Um, I kind of just thought I don't even know. I just knew that I just couldn't be. I couldn't be a certain way around people. And
Right.
so when I started toning down, and people started thinking I was shy, and people started thinking I was quiet. So then I actually started thinking, oh, I'm quiet. Oh, I'm shy. So, but that's actually not what I was at all. People still to this day think I'm quiet and shy, and I'm like, you just don't, you don't know me. Like you didn't get the full me for whatever reason. Because I mean, a lot of this is stuff that I'm very recently just coming to understand about myself. Like I mean, I've always been more outgoing. I just had to pretend like I wasn't for most of my life. And I think I did it so well that I convinced myself, or other people started convincing me that I was quiet and I was shy. But that's not that's not what I am at all. And I just it's sad. It's kind of sad certain people that think I'm that way because I'm like, it kind of feels like you're my friend, but you really don't know me that well. If you think that I'm shy or you think that I'm quiet, that means that you met me at a time where I still was doing that thing that I should have never been doing. Like I feel like I should have never done it. But
Why?
um,
Why is it that you feel that way?
what happened?
Why is it that you feel that way?
Because I wasn't being
Hey Maria.
myself.
Because you wasn't being yourself?
Yeah, I mean, as far as I don't know, like because I know even with my family, it's like I'm the one that's more outgoing and more. That's just how I am. Like I used to have like an infectious laugh, and that laugh like went away after a while. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's kind of sad to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Doesn't that seem kind of sad?
Yeah, I mean, I understand. Like some of the things that I felt like went away from me, all I've been doing is trying, and this is part of it, just even being able to talk, just being able to talk like on the camera, talking to a camera, like looking at my face while I'm doing all that shit. It's making me feel a little bit more comfortable and it's getting me to that place. But I'm not trying to rush it. I'm not trying to get crazy with it.
Yeah,
But I am trying to be me on here, and
yeah,
at the same time, now when I say bullshit and I stumble over words, I got to deal with that shit tomorrow. Like, oh man, I fucked up. I don't even, because there's no there's no edit button. There's no, oh, you're gonna shut that off now. They heard. If whoever it is, 5 people, 10, 30, they heard it. You get what I'm saying? Now I gotta eat it, and I gotta try to be a little better the next time. You get what I'm saying? So that's kind of where this is kind of like it benefits me. That's where it benefits me. I don't really care about promoting it to everybody and getting it popping and having the shit lit. It's just more about conversations
Yeah.
and building that, because I was really good at talking, and then I got to this part where I felt so low about myself that all I wanted to do was I just be quiet and not be a threat and not like cause any kind of like any kind of stir. So even if I knew a certain thing was wrong or right, I'd just be like, all right, cool. Yeah, you right. I guess I don't know nothing. Like I'll just play dumb as fuck.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
play dumb as fuck when people know, like, come on, dog, this guy knows better. Like he's over here playing dumb.
Yeah.
Go ahead, go ahead, do your thing. So
Yeah.
yeah, I get them. Go ahead.
You don't feel see, I think that that's sad. Like, because if you'd have just stayed like yourself, you wouldn't have to be in this situation where now you're trying to teach yourself how to talk again and how to, you know what I'm saying? I don't like that.
I get you, but at
Yeah.
the same time, for me, I
Mhm.
felt like I needed it because I was on some neurotic shit. Even then, like there was some great parts of me that I wish I could just keep all of those, but they
Mhm.
came with a bunch of bullshit. So it's like I got rid of the bullshit. The bullshit is kind of gone, but now I'm like re-inviting the bullshit back, but in a fun way. You get what I'm saying? And not trying to be super disrespectful or anything like that. Just kind of, all right, that part of me, that was a shadow. That's like the shadow part of me. I want to bring you back, but I want to integrate you with
Yeah.
the new me that can be calm and quiet and listen. Because before I was just on 10. I wasn't really listening too much. I was just
Oh,
talking shit,
okay.
even though I knew some shit and I was funny and people, enjoyed my company and shit. I got to the part where I was so damn quiet, I was whack. I was boring. Like nobody want to be around nobody that ain't talking and just like,
Right.
mm, yeah, 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 what you said, what you said. So, um, so I see that on your Instagram and shit, you got an agency that you're under.
Yeah.
So what's
They
that for? Is that for modeling? Is that for
commercial and print. So it's also they also have a TV and film, but I have to get like my reel together, materials together for that. So I'm just doing it's for commercials. They submit me for commercials and for like print, like lifestyle photo shoots, stuff like that. Yeah, that's what that is.
okay. So how
Yeah.
long have you been doing that?
Since I moved here, maybe like 7 years ago. It's been it might I don't really like keep track of time like that, but maybe like 7 years. Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you've been doing good with that? Like you've been getting some gigs, they've been hating on you? What
I
happened?
think I have been doing good. I mean, considering how tough it is, I've done a few commercials. I've done a few. Well, they don't do music videos, but I've also done music videos. Yeah, I think I've done okay. I did Super Bowl commercial at the beginning of the year, like in January, and then things started slowing down. But
Oh, so you was in a Super Bowl commercial. What Super Bowl commercial were you in?
huh?
What Super Bowl commercial were you in?
It was a Proctor and Gamble like commercial that it combined like a bunch of different products. So I think it was like Bounty paper towels, and it was a bunch of stuff. Like I think the Old Spice guy was in there, so it was Old Spice. Yeah, they put a whole bunch of different products in one commercial. So
Okay. So
cool.
what were you doing?
I was just white, like I just had to wipe there was a lady who came in with a big pot of chili, and the chili like went, she tripped and the chili went everywhere, so I had to like wipe some chili
Oh,
off of,
you was the hand that was wiping the chili off.
and then like after I wiped it, it was just a shot of me just with a big goofy like cheesy smile on my face, and that was I was supposed to be like the influencer because it was like a party, so I was like the influencer or the pop artist or something at the party. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so they paid you good. They paid you good. This is fucking Super Bowl.
Huh?
They paid you good.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
It was alright.
It was cool. Yeah, it was pretty decent.
No doubt, no doubt. So you told me everything I really want to know is outside of cancel culture. How do you feel about cancel culture and the freedoms that we're about to get stolen from us?
Oh, okay, you said cancel culture.
Cancel culture.
Okay,
Can you hear me good over there?
I can hear you. I mean, I kind of my hearing is not great. I'm gonna be honest, but
Mm,
I just want to make sure I'm hearing you correctly before I answer the question.
no doubt. I didn't know
Cancel.
if I was glitching.
I think at first I was down with the cancel culture. Like when people say the wrong thing, because I think people really need to be accountable. You know what I'm saying? People shouldn't just be getting away with all type of stuff. But
Right.
at the same time, I think it is that we do need to make room for people to redeem themselves, and like, if somebody sincerely understands what they did, and if they apologize, like their life shouldn't be ruined forever. So yeah, the cancel culture is kind of extreme. Um, but I do think people should definitely be held accountable for you know the things.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Because I feel like the way they doing cancel culture now is like it's gotten to this bizarro land where they
Yeah,
just canceling like anybody for any little accusation without really going into the research. Like the person
yeah,
hasn't gone to court. It
yeah.
hasn't been proven. It's just been an accusation.
Mhm.
And now you ruined the dude's life. Like you ruined his whole life
Yeah,
off of like whatever accusation. And they doing shit like they trying to cancel people just for not agreeing to their ideas. Like if I'm a hunter and I hunt, like yeah, I could be somebody else could be vegan and hate, but
yeah,
and disagree, but not to the point where they're like, nah, you not a part of all of this over here because you do that one thing that's kind of from that side, and that's
yeah,
not how we should live life. Everybody should just be doing them and kind of like appreciating the differences.
yeah,
Because really, we're a lot alike. Everybody is a lot alike. They don't want to admit it, but we're a lot alike.
yeah,
So instead of trying to like be hateful of our differences, we should be more appreciative. That's how I always rocked with it. That's
yeah,
how I got to, wherever I got to, I talk to whoever I talk to. I appreciate everybody's conversation down the line. You get what I'm saying? Like I'll talk to an old man that's been through a bunch of shit. I'll talk to whoever and I'll really listen to them. I'm not sitting there trying to like fake the funk or whatever. But that's how you learn some shit. You learn something new.
I mean, it's definitely been taken to an extreme, but sometimes I think that the reason that it gets that way is because eventually people are going to see that it's going too far. Like at some point, it's like you can't cancel everybody. Who's going to be left? So I think it'll get to a point where people realize, okay, we kind of doing too much, and then that's when everybody will kind of understand, like we gotta just meet in the middle somewhere. We can't just. And I think eventually that's what'll have to happen.
I hope so. I
Yeah,
mean, shit, that sounds very positive, but the way it's looking out there is looking crazy. It's
yeah,
looking crazy. I don't even know. I
yeah,
don't know, girl. I don't know at all because it's like the shit that we going through, the way people are acting. Like there's Karens on both sides of the fucking political side.
yeah,
Political teams. They got two. They Karen it's like a Karen contest. I don't got time for this shit, man. It's like y'all motherfuckers, y'all fighting over people that don't even care about y'all, really. At the end of the day, they don't
Yes.
care about us. If they cared about us, look at the money. Like, y'all gave the money to the rich people. Y'all leaving people out here all stuck, crazy. Now people gonna be robbing people and acting crazy. Come on, man. What y'all doing?
Yeah. But I mean, it's getting so crazy to the point where it's either going to become an unlivable situation, or people are going to have to wake up and realize that we got to work together, or else,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? It's either one or the other, right?
Yep. Yeah. 100%. I don't understand. Like, I just don't. I mean, I guess I'm just being naive. Like, oh, I don't understand. No, I kind of do understand. If you just stuck in the same rut, like for you and I, the shit that you said about your understanding of the world, like you get it instinctually. You're not really getting it because you read a million books. I could tell. You get what I'm saying? I could tell that you get it because you've been in. You told me, okay, I was over here with the all white school, and I was over here in the all black school. That says enough. You can see the cultural differences, and you can see the exact, like,
Yeah.
where they're exactly the same,
Hmm.
and it's like, oh, you only can't connect because you talk like this and you say this one word and that word is kind of funny to them over there, like, just bullshit. Like,
Yeah.
realistically, we all the same, we all human, we all mammals and shit, like.
Yeah.
But the world, they got the brainwash on the rest of the world. And unless you had those key experiences where you were able to travel or seen on the other side of the fucking road to see that the grass isn't greener, it's the same shit, like, you won't get that
Yeah.
understanding. You know what I mean? And it's fucking sad. It's fucking sad. Have you ever done psychedelics in your life though?
I
Not to put you on the spot, I don't want to fuck up any businesses, any, Target commercials you got going on in the near future.
I did shrooms once. That
Different shrooms?
that was it was just one. I went to Yosemite here in California, and I ate this little tiny shroom. It probably was one of the best experiences of my life. I remember. I mean, everything was just, you can't really describe it, but everything was brighter. All the colors were just crazy. And I was out in nature. So we were out like by this waterfall. But the thing that I remember specifically, I remember looking at a bunch of trees on, like up on a mountain, and the trees were laughing. And the more I laughed, the more the trees laughed at me. And yeah, we were just laughing about nothing. So yeah, I remember that specifically.
Right, that's like most of the trips. Like, most of the trips, people like, oh, I don't want to have a bad trip. How about you just start with a little bit, and then you see how you feel. You ain't gotta go crazy. Give yourself a little bit. Give yourself an hour or two. See how you feel. You want a little
But
more?
here's the thing, though, you don't really know what people are dealing with in their life and what they're dealing with internally. Because I also had a bad trip, and I'm not sure it was an edible that I had, but it did not go well. I don't know if there was something
What
else
happened?
in it or whatever. When I did the shroom, I was like having a blast. Life was good for the most part, but at this time in my life, things were going very not good. So
Uh,
the edible, well, first of all, I can't eat a whole lot of an edible. Most people can, obviously. So I had the edible, and then, well, I had a piece of it, and
right.
I feel nothing. So it was like, eat the whole thing. Yeah, that's the worst thing you can possibly do. Ate the whole thing, and then I got a phone call with with the whole situation that was not going right in my life. I got the phone call.
You got hit with it while you was feeling it. You was feeling all the craziness in your body, and then you got hit with the phone calls, like right in your ear.
Well, it was I wasn't feeling nothing. I had to walk. I had to go to the bathroom to take the phone call, and everything just went wrong from there. Like, yeah, it was really bad. It was really bad. Even
See that?
so if people, I would say, if you know there's something that's causing you anxiety and stress in life that maybe you're not telling anybody about, but like it's something that you're dealing with, you might want to not really. If you're concerned about whether you're gonna have a bad trip, then maybe don't do it. Don't do it to yourself. You're generally you're okay. There's not anything in life that's really bothering you that's causing you a whole lot of anxiety, then you should be all right. You are around the right people. Don't be by yourself. Don't be like, it's better, I think, to be out in nature. I probably wouldn't want to do shrooms if I was like just in my apartment by myself. I don't think that would be a good idea. But yeah.
No, shit. I take that shit.
I haven't done it. But because the first time I did it, I was in nature. So I knew that I kind of feel like as long as I'm in nature, I think I'll enjoy it. But if I'm around here just looking at my walls and I don't know. I don't know how that's going to go.
You just start looking at your house like, man, this shit is funny. Like I'm in a box right now. Like I'm all closed in. There's people next. You in an apartment building, so just like me, it's like, oh, there's people next to me. I wonder if they can hear me right now. The person downstairs, like, you just start like compartmentalizing your fucking life and being like, oh shit, I'm up here, I'm in down, like. But you be chilling. You be chilling. You be alright. You a soldier. I believe in you. You could do it.
Okay.
You could do it. You could do it now. But usually, like, you don't have to go hard with the trip to the point that things are fucking laughing at you and you got the swirls everywhere. You could just take a nice little bit and sit and think. Like same way people sit and think and meditate and shit, you can use shrooms that way. You could take a little bit and sit quietly and just get the feels. You'll feel great. You'll start thinking about some funny shit, but it won't be hitting you crazy where it's like unbearable or I'm gonna have a bad trip. That's why I don't understand. Like some people say, oh, I don't do it because I'm gonna have a bad trip. Okay, cool. Then don't do so much.
Right.
That means maybe you need to just go in a little slowly and take a little bit, take a micro dose, sit, do some work on some shit, draw, write in a journal or some shit, and you'll see results little by little, or just sit with a friend that you know is going to talk.
Yeah.
And take a little bit of mushrooms and just sit there and talk. Watch y'all talk for like 4 hours, 5 hours straight. Y'all won't even know how to shut up. Y'all just, yo, and another thing, yo, and one more thing, yo, I just thought about that one time in high school, and you just start breaking some shit down, and you be like, yo, I can't believe this is hitting me right now.
Yeah, well, maybe people don't know like how much is the amount that, because I only ate like a little tiny bit of a shroom and I was laughing with the trees, so maybe learned about, they don't know like how much
right
or not,
Right. And usually what I notice is that like most of the websites and like YouTube channels, people that talk about what a dose actually is, they telling you to take a lot. For me, I'm a pussy. I take a little bit first. I love it and I'm about it. And even when I'm in front of it, I just be like, oh shit, no, wait a minute, we're gonna do this now. Like I get shook. I'll be like, all right, wait a minute, start a flow. Let's see how this night goes. I don't get crazy. I don't just throw myself in there. The only time I've had a psychedelic experience was off of like an accident. Somebody just said, I said, yo, set up the measurements for that. And he set up the measurements and I was like, that's it? He's like, yeah, that's it. And I just looked at it and it looked all right. And when I took it, I went into a whole like ego death. So my whole mind was like, what is this? What is life? Why am I doing this? Like what am I doing here again? Like once I came out of that shit, I was like, all right, I was a person. I gotta continue to be a person. I can't just because I was like rabbits were stopping and looking at me and shit in the streets. Cats were following me in the night, like cats. Meow. I'm like,
I like the extreme experience. I think I prefer because if I'm gonna do it, I wanna do it. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. I kind of don't really relate to people who just like if people want to smoke or if they want to do an edible and they just want to kind of chill. That's not the way that I am. Like if I do an edible, if I smoke or something, I kind of want it to be like on the extreme side. I don't know why I'm like that. Like if I drink, I don't really drink. I don't like drinking. But if I do drink, I don't want to just. I kind of not the person that just
trying to turn up.
buzz. Like I just want to be. Yeah, I kind of go to the extreme. So that's probably why I don't do it often.
And that's, I look at that like the American way. The
Yes.
American way is to just go to the extreme. It's just like fucking wilding out. It's fucking
Yeah.
ridiculousness. Like it's just like, oh, how much, let's do this keg upside down, and like it's always some crazy shit. And
Yeah.
me, I've always been against that. I've always been that pussy that's been like, why? Why are we doing all of this?
I'm against it on to the amount of the frequency of it. Like some people like to do that every weekend, every night, whatever it is. Definitely no. I'm like I would do it. Look, I don't even know. I haven't even have had shrooms in like since that last time. I only did it one time. I rarely drink. I think it's very much like you need to. It don't need to be a every weekend thing. It don't need to be a every other day type of thing. It needs to probably be like twice a month, maybe. Like if you're gonna go to extreme with it, then you don't want to be doing that like all the time. No, I'm definitely not. That's not the way you should be doing it.
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. So, Julia Antoinette, thank you for being on the Street Sound podcast.
Thank
Gonna
you.
get you on here more. We gonna work this out. We're gonna get you on here more and shit so we could talk and you get more comfortable with this shit. I know this would be good practice for you. Get yourself out there and just being able to express yourself. That shit gonna feel good. After we press end on this shit, we're gonna be like, yeah, like we won something. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
most definitely.
UG Rose said, "Go hard or go home" motto. Dissolving suddenly life is a grateful dead experience. Know them limits instead of abusing. Straight up, straight up, straight up. Thank you everybody for your time and attention for checking us out. Yo, Street Shaman Podcast, Potent the Rockstar, Julie Antoinette.